Military analysts highlighted that the intensity of Iranian missile and drone attacks placed significant strain on U.S. defenses. Reports indicated that American interceptor missiles and air defense resources were being used at a rate that risked depletion if retaliatory barrages continued. American bases in the region relied on sophisticated systems such as Patriot and THAAD batteries, but Iran's use of swarming drones and varied ballistic missiles presented a unique challenge, forcing defenders to use multiple interceptors for each incoming threat. These logistical pressures raised questions about the conduct and duration of the campaign, and whether Washington could sustain prolonged operations without replenishing key munitions supplies. Tensions that had long simmered reached a boiling point in the summer of 2025. A short but intense conflict between Iran and Israel, during which attacks and counterattacks shook cities and military installations, brought renewed focus to Tehran's regional role and nuclear program, sparking fears of a broader confrontation. Though that conflict subsided, it left in its wake unresolved hostilities and deepening mistrust, laying the groundwork for the events of 2026. On February 28, 2026, joint military action by the United States and Israel, known as Operation Lion's Roar, struck multiple strategic targets inside Iran. These strikes targeted missile sites, command infrastructure, and other military installations in major Iranian cities. The operation marked one of the most ambitious coordinated attacks on Iranian territory in modern history. Initial reports confirmed significant destruction at these sites, and Iranian authorities stated that nuclear and missile facilities were damaged in the raids. The strikes were justified by Washington and Tel Aviv as necessary to degrade Iran's offensive capabilities and to prevent what they characterized as imminent threats posed by Tehran's missile and drone forces. Within hours, news outlets around the globe broadcast images of explosions and fires across Tehran and other cities as defensive air systems engaged incoming missiles and aircraft. Iran's response was swift and fierce. Within hours of the initial attacks, the Islamic Republic's military and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, launched waves of ballistic missiles and drones against U.S. military bases and allied facilities across the Gulf Arab states, including Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. Iran declared that all U.S. and Israeli military assets in the region were legitimate targets, signaling that its retaliatory campaign would not be limited to Iranian soil. The intensity of the retaliation stunned military planners region-wide. Anti-aircraft radar systems lit up skies from the Arabian Peninsula to the Gulf as Iranian missiles and drones traversed international airspace in a concerted effort to punish what Tehran described as an act of aggression and violation of its sovereignty. For the first time in the conflict, American forces suffered confirmed casualties. On March 1st, U.S. military officials announced that 3 American service members were killed and 5 others seriously wounded during Iranian retaliatory strikes on U.S. positions in Kuwait. These deaths marked a watershed moment, a shift from international geopolitical tension into real human loss on both sides. President Donald Trump publicly expressed sorrow for the fallen soldiers and warned the American public that casualties could rise as operations continued. Iran, meanwhile, reported significant damage inflicted on Israeli civilian and military sites and claimed to have struck deep into U.S. defense networks, though independent verification varied between international sources and government statements.